Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jnelsonus, and if you're new, welcome. It's been a minute since I've uploaded. I know I look crazy. My hair has grown a bit. I look different. My face I'm breaking out. Just a lot has changed in my life, and I'll share that with you in the next video. But in this video, I wanted to talk about something that I found in the reasoning book. Now, I was scrolling through my reasoning book because I have it with me, and I saw something that made me, like, a couple of things that just made me like, I can't believe I used to believe that now that I'm outside looking in. And that is on page 328, and I think this chapter is like religion. I'm not sure. Yeah, religion. And there's like the highlight, whatever. It says, if we personally read the Bible, is that sufficient? So I already read this, but I'm going to read this with you guys. And I'm just going to think about how it sounds from a perspective of someone who's not in the religion. Okay? So, is it true that many people can learn a great deal by reading the Bible personally? If their motive is to learn the truth about God and his purposes, what they are doing is highly commendable. But being honest with ourselves, are we truly going to grasp the full significance of it all without help? The Bible tells about a man who held a prominent position, but who was humble enough to acknowledge his need for help in understanding Bible prophecy. Okay, makes sense. That help was provided by a member of the Christian congregation. Compare other references to Philip in Acts 6:1-6 and 8:5-17. Of course, if a person reads the Bible but does not apply it in his life, it does him little good. If he believes it and acts on it, he will associate with God's servants in regular congregation meetings. He will also join with them in sharing the good news with other people. Why isn't Bible reading just enough for someone who wants to get to know God? Why do they have to go? Why do they, you know what I mean? It's just basically saying you're not smart enough to understand the Bible on your own. So you need the help of, what is it? You need the help of God's servants. Yes. That help was provided by a member of the Christian congregation. You need assistance in reading your Bible by one of Jehovah's Witnesses, basically. And then it was like, if he believes and acts on it, like a lot of people who are God-fearing and read their Bibles daily and, you know what I mean, live, breathe, you know what I mean? People who read their Bibles and live, you know, people who are God-fearing people, but don't particularly like going to like gatherings and whatnot, you know, they still live a God-fearing life or whatever. If he believes it and acts on it, he will associate with God's servants in regular congregation meetings. You won't be able to fully grasp the Bible unless you get help with that. And what an insult to your intelligence. You know, what an insult to my intelligence. You know what I mean? Like, there are a bunch of people who grasp and understand the Bible, because even if, you know what, there are plenty of passages in the Bible that can be taken different ways. You know what I mean? There's inserts in the Bible, just like the one where they get the idea of like blood. It can mean so many different things. You know what I mean? Don't abstain from eating blood. It doesn't mean don't take blood transfusions. You know what I mean? Don't drink blood. You know what I mean? There's many different things that can be taken from that. But instead, they decided that you can't get a blood transfusion. You know what I mean? Like, they know it all. Basically, they know all the answers. So I was just thinking about, I was like, what an insult to my intelligence, to another human's intelligence that is learning about the Bible or has known the Bible for years, has read the Bible for years. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just something that I picked up. And then at the bottom of the page, it was like, how can a person know which religion is right? And I said, this is an interesting topic to talk about with you guys, because it's true. How can we know what religion is right? How can we know what religion isn't spewing out lies and telling us to follow them blindly? You know, I don't know what religion is that. So there's like little bullets 1-6. I'll share it with you guys. I'll show you. It's like right here. It's like 1-6, and I'm just gonna share with you guys the first two bullets, because if we went on with these, it would go on forever. The first bullet, like number 1, is on what are its teachings based. So I'm going to read the little insert, read the scriptures, and just let's talk about it. So it says, are they from God, or are they largely from men? Why did I look like my eyes crossed when I did that? Ask, for example, where does the Bible teach that God is a Trinity? Where does it say that the human soul is immortal? Or we could ask, where does it say that we can't accept blood transfusions? Or where does it say that we should disfellowship people or shun them? I don't know. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible, but that's where they get their teachings from. You know, that's where they get their ideas from. That's where they think this is from. You know what I mean? So why should we trust this religion? But before we go into that, let's read the scriptures that are noted in this paragraph. That's Mark 7 and verse 7. I already have it open in my Bible. Yes. So why did I say yes? It's been a minute, guys, so bear with me. I'm awkward as hell. Mark 7 verse 7, it says, damn, I like scribbled out the first word. Is it in vain that they keep worshiping me? For they teach commandments of men as doctrines. They teach commandments of men as doctrines. Isn't that interesting? Because is not most of what the elders of the governing body spew. We can't wear leggings. We can't wear tight suits. We, you know what I mean? We have to go to meetings. Aren't those aren't anywhere in the Bible, you know? Shunning isn't anywhere in the Bible. Disfellowshipping isn't anywhere in the Bible. No blood transfusion is nowhere in the Bible. So I wrote on my little book, I said, do the elders not do that with all of the regulations that they teach every year? I said, earlier Christians didn't practice disfellowshipping or shunning. So if we are to go directly to the scriptures for direction, where and why are there constantly changes? And why are we being forced to follow them all the time? If we're following the scriptures solely based on the scriptures, and you know what I mean, based off of everything that we know already, you know what I mean, why are we continually getting, sorry, my fan, new light? Or why is everything always changing? Why are the brothers always coming out with new regulations and new laws, basically? And I know that times change and, you know, things change, and, you know, like when he came out with the brothers, they came out with the, like, no leggings policy or whatever. I understand, because, you know what, you don't want to draw the wrong attention, but to ban it and to punish people who decide to wear leggings is kind of on the extreme. And then to call brothers that wear tight suits that might not even know, you know what I mean? Like, they're, you know, I don't think anyone's paying attention. I don't care enough. But to say that those brothers are trying to be gay, or showing us that they are gay, or that they need to be talked to. Because I remember that. I remember that when it happened. It's just kind of like, it's too much, you know? So I'm going on to the next point. It says, consider whether it is making known the name of God. It says, Jesus said in prayer to God, I have made your name manifest to the men you gave me out of the world. He declared, it is Jehovah your God you must worship, and it is to him alone you must render sacred service. Has your religion taught you that it is Jehovah you must worship? Have you come to know the person identified by that name, his purposes, his activities, his qualities, so that you feel you can confidently draw close to him? Firstly, there are plenty of other churches I've experienced lately. There are plenty of other churches who use the name Jehovah. Jehovah's Witnesses are not the only religion that uses the name Jehovah. Don't get confused with that. They are not the only religion that uses the name Jehovah. Secondly, the name Jehovah might not even be the name Jehovah. You know what I mean? I remember reading something on how Yahweh or whatever, how it's spelt, and how the brothers got the translation wrong, something like that. So the name Jehovah might not even be the name Jehovah. So this religion going out of their way to say if your religion doesn't know God's name, then it's not the right religion. But how do you know you have God's name right? Or, you know what I mean? It's just kind of self-righteous in a way. And I wrote this down. I said, if we literally go down, oh yeah, I forgot to read the scripture along with it. I was going to read 1 Timothy 4. Sorry, I have all my papers and I'm sorry for the air conditioner. 1 Timothy 4, verse 1 through 4. So it says, however, the inspired word clearly says that in later times some will fall away from the faith, paying attention to misleading inspired statements, which may be Jehovah's Witnesses, and teachings of demons by means of the hypocrisy of men who speak lies. Just like how the brothers speak lies and they're hypocrites going out buying tons of alcohol and instead of going out in service and helping, instead of going out in service and using his time wisely, he went out to buy alcohol with the money, the proceeds that people were giving. Even though people are in the truth are struggling, most of them, you know what I mean? He could have used that money to give back to the community, to give back to Jehovah's Witnesses, to give back to the brothers and sisters who work their asses off out in service or at work to go out in service. You know what I mean? To give back instead of going out to buy expensive alcohol for pleasure, whose conscience is seared as with a branding iron. They forbid marriage and command people to abstain from foods, like abstaining from blood, like we're commanded to, that God created to be partaken of with thanksgiving by those who have faith and accurately know the truth. So here I wrote, especially in that verse 3, let me see what I wrote, what I said in verse 3. They forbid marriage and command people to abstain from foods that God created to be partaken of with thanksgiving by those who have faith and accurately know the truth. I said, the men who speak lies will forbid people to abstain from marriage and command people to abstain from foods that God created to partake of. I said, are not the elders, the governing body members, the ones who speak lies, forbidding us what we can and can't do? I said, what we are allowed to wear, what we watch, and basically monitoring us and everything that we do. So basically what I wanted to point out there is how much hypocrisy is in this religion, is in this book alone, even though it's old. I'm not sure if they still use it for like talks and whatnot, but so much in here that just, it really makes you question, like, what the hell was I believing in? It's like on the next page, like it says, do Jehovah's Witnesses believe that theirs is the only right religion? Of course they do. Of course. It's very interesting when you look at how the brothers try to make themselves seem by the actions that they do, the things that they do, the things that go on behind the scenes that none of us really know about. Just like my best friend was telling me at like Bethel parties in Brooklyn, like in the city, they cuss, they fornicate. Like, this religion is just not what it seems. This religion is just not what it makes itself out to be. Underneath it, it's really dirty. It's really messy. It's very hypocritical. It's a very messy, fake religion. And I am so happy that there are people who are going out of their way to expose this religion for what it is. And I just wanted to share a few points that I got from the reasoning from the scriptures book, just to share just how much the brothers are, the organization is blinding people, and how they're using scriptures to, using scriptures and reasoning to make people think that they can't live a life without the religion. And that's how we were taught, that we can't live without this religion, that we're not going to live a happy life, that once we leave, we're going to want to come back. And most people do want to go back, but I'm thankful that I found this side of YouTube, and I'm thankful that I found the community that I did find, to stay away from this religion because it really is a cult. And I watched this documentary about cults the other day, and it really opened my eyes to how cults try to control people, how cults try to use control tactics, use things that you love. There's some people in their religion that genuinely love God, genuinely love the idea of a God in heaven that wants us to live on a paradise, and they're using that using that fear, they're using that love and fear as an advantage of people to control their families, to control their finances, to control their children, to control their bodies, their sexual orientation. It's a mess. So I'm just happy that there are people who are bringing attention to these, who are bringing light over this organization, and I really do hope that more and more people wake up from the religion and see exactly what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did make it this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you did like this video, and to come back for more, because there will be more. I just have been absent because I'm crazy. Thank you so much for enduring with me, and I hope you guys have an amazing evening or amazing morning, or however far you are, where you are. Have a good one, guys, and bye.